get you anything?
No, thanks, I'm fine.
Well, maybe a drink, something to eat? I mean, let's face it, you...
No, really, not that, thank you. Maybe later.
Right. I died the thought of you gone.
You were all that got me through it.
You know, I used to come back here. I'd sit and think about you. About how you were. Where you were. Whether they'd hurt you. Whether you were still alive. I used to think about you being with Luke. The two of you, together. Danger, just like the old times.
Luke and I did a lot of thinking, too.
You know, it used to drive me up the wall. Because I could think of the inevitability of it. Fate was pulling the two of you together. Taking you away from me.
Oh,
No, please. Please, let me finish this. It's very important to me. I came to a moment of truth here. And that was that you were the only thing that mattered. Your life. And your safety. And I also realized that no matter how painful it was going to be, provided you could come out of this alive and in one piece, then I'd give you up.
You want to cry.
I'm sorry. I had to tell you that.
Luke and I talked about our relationship.
I don't think I want to hear this.
I said we talked about it, not the way you thought. Just the opposite.
Opposite?
You had your revelations, while Luke and I had ours too. When we faced up to the fact that this could be the end of it. This could be the end for both of us. We also faced up to a lot of truth about each other. Luke realized that it was his lack of trust, because he was hurt, but it was his lack of trust that made me run away from him.
What other conclusions did you come to?
Well, Luke finally realized that it was your trust in me that made me love you.
I've always trusted you. That's part of what love is.
I know. Luke's hold on me was always there. It was just below the surface. But somehow bringing it into the open got rid of it. Completely.
Was that the moment of truth?
There was more. The real moment. When I thought that I was going to die. I knew that you were all that I wanted. Always. That's what I feel right now. And forever.
So close to you right now. It's almost painful.
It's because it's been such a long time.
My beautiful Lily. My wife. My lover. I guess this is what marriage is supposed to be all about.
Robert. I love you so much.
The last time you were on television, you publicly attacked Mr. Spencer, his gambling establishment, and his platform.
I haven't endorsed his platform.
But you're saying if Luke hadn't held back the disc,
it might have been lost altogether. Not might have been, it's a certainty. Realize what you're saying, don't you? Look, I'm saying that given the circumstances, namely the DBX infiltration of the WSB offices, my office, General Hospital, and Dr. Gerald's lab, that the best possible place for that disc was in the hands of a third party.
Mr. Spencer.
Exactly.
Well, did you think at the time that it was best for Mr. Spencer to be holding the disc?
No. My only interest was in getting it back. It's only now that I realize the full importance of his actions.
Important enough to change your vote, Commissioner?
I don't believe I quite said that.
But you're admitting then that you've been wrong about Spencer as a mayoral candidate.
I think Luke Spencer would make a fine mayor.
That's what I want to hear. That kind of PR will take us right into the mayor's mansion.
I can't believe it. I still can't believe it.
Well, look, you heard it. The whole town heard it. Great. Is that great?
It sure is.
It sounds as though in spite of the gambling issue that you're going to vote for Spencer.
No. I said that Luke Spencer would make a fine mayor. Let's leave it at that.
How about that?
Well, it seems our police commissioner has done all but endorse the Spencer candidacy.
Yeah, how about that?
quite a show. Ratings should soar.
Well, I just wanted to clear the air.
Glad you picked our show to do it on.
I hope I made my point.
Couldn't get much clearer. If Spencer didn't see it, someone will tell him about it.
Sure hope so.
Call for you, Mr. Scorpio. Studio phone right here.
Thank you. Excuse me.
Of course.
Scorpio.
One hell of a makeup job, Koala Breath. You looked about 5 years younger.
I take it you watched.
Yeah. Look, I really don't want to do this over the phone. Could we meet somewhere?
Where are you now?
In the casino.
I'll stop by on my way to headquarters.
Thank you, Robert. I'd like that.
Sure.
Just a few minutes.
Yes.
Thank you.
I'll wait for you in the casino with these ones.
Yeah, would you take
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, I'll be... Come on. Robert?
What's going on here? You running a swap meet out there?
That's what me. No, actually, we're having a little bit of a campaign celebration.
What are you celebrating?
What am I celebrating? You, sit down. What I'm celebrating is what you said on the air, man, on the television. I can't believe it. I mean, if I had written that speech myself, I couldn't have been more well represented.
No complaints.
No, I have no complaints. Well, I do have one complaint. You didn't have a tie clasp on. Now, I have about 400 Luke Spencer
Don't
for
push
mayor,
your luck.
but all right. Robert, I want you to know that I think I've finally learned how to let go.
You talking politics?
Not really.
Well, I've got something to say then. Luke, I'm very grateful. Grateful for Holly, for the disc, but above all for Holly. When she was gone, I thought I'd die. You've given me back a very important part of my life.
It wasn't mine to give, Robert. She belongs to you, and she's a very special lady, and I think that together we solved a lot of things.
I know. She told me.
I want you to know something, pal. You make a hell of a lot better friend than an enemy. Welcome home.
It's good to be here. Friend.
It's the nicest thing you ever said to me.
Well, you look, you know I'm always there for you.
I got a feeling that that's true. Will you be there for me when I'm in the slammer?
Oh, wait a minute. I almost forgot.
What?
Valentine's dropped the charges against you.
What a big man!
Oh, however, there's a catch. Only if I personally oversee your rehabilitation and return to society as a respectable mud wrestler.
You mean you're going to be my parole officer?
Hey!
Well, let's get drunk.
wait a
Jeff,
minute.
let's have some champagne over
I
here.
gotta get back to the office. Something about, something's happened in the jail back there. I thought I'd call on my way back.
What?
Well, have they told you yet?
What?
An attempt was made on Grant's life.
Then why wasn't I informed?
Oh, Ramsey figured that since they had the woman who did it, tried to do it in custody, then it...
All right, I'm on my way back. If they call here, I'm halfway there. Listen, we'll have a rain check on that champagne.
You've got that.
I questioned the woman.
Naturally, she wouldn't talk.
Not that it makes a difference.
No, well, as you're well aware, that's standard DVX procedure. The same situation you faced with Natalie, and I'm sure you're going to face with Gregory and Ida. I don't envy you your job. I realize it's like banging your head against a wall.
Doesn't mean we stop trying.
No. Listen, you are free to do whatever you want. I promise I won't get in your way.
I just thought you'd want to know where we stand.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
God! Oh, by the way, I'm allowing you a visitor.
Oh, please don't. I don't want to see anyone.
10 minutes. Coffee's getting cold.
You want some?
You gotta be kidding.
You sure you can't stay home today?
Positive. Pretty sure.
Seriously, couldn't you call in sick today?
Even if I thought about it, I'm going to have the State Department, the WSB, and the U.S. Attorney's Office all pounding on my door. See? There they are now. Yeah. What? I see. Yeah, sure. I'll convey the message. Thank you.
Can't they leave you alone?
Well,
Just for one morning?
it was the station, but not for me.
What do you mean?
They're looking for you.
Me? Why?
Grant apparently wants to talk to you.
What about?
Well, why don't you go down there and find out? All set?
Yes, but I still can't imagine why Grant wants to see me.
Maybe he wants to apologize.
For saving my life?
Perhaps he expected a cash reward.
You don't seem very concerned.
I'm not. I'm just curious.
That's probably him now since he's changed his mind.
Hardly. These cells don't run to telephones. Yes. Really? So what's he want? I see. Okay, listen, I'm just walking out the door. I'll see you all in my office.
Something wrong?
I'm not sure. It was Elsmo.
I thought you were expecting a call from them.
Yeah, but not with that message. Apparently, Yuri Ivanovich Graskov has just arrived in Port Charles.
Isn't he the head of the DVX?
Near enough, he's the deputy commissar.
Well, what's he doing here?
Well, apparently he wants a meeting with me and the others. Says it's urgent.
Isn't that highly unusual? Someone of his stature unexpectedly showing up in this country, especially here.
It's unheard of. Go. Ah, Deputy Commissar.
Commissioner Scorpio, we meet again.
Gentlemen, I'm sorry to keep you waiting. I got here as soon as I could.
Thank you for coming down in such a hurry. As you see, we have a new development here.
Yeah, so I figured.
I would be less than honest if I didn't admit that the State Department and the World Security Bureau are far more interested in our guest's proposition than I am.
Proposition?
We've been offered Clarence Anderson in exchange for Andrei Chernin.
Anderson. He was that American defector that sold all those secrets to the DVX. You're giving him sanctuary, as I remember.
You remember correctly. Mr. Anderson is one of your fellow countrymen who happened to assist us in our cause.
What makes you think we even want Anderson back?
He'd be far more valuable to us than Chernin would.
So, Commissioner, have we got the deal?
Not as far as I'm concerned.
I don't understand.
You cannot send Grant back there.
And why not?
You know as well as I do. Better, in fact. The minute they get their hands on him, he faces certain death.
I will not listen to these slanderous remarks against my country. No, I demand to be able to speak to Comrade Chernin. If you refuse me, I will be forced to make a public statement condemning your action in holding him and accusing you of brainwashing him.
Now, wait a minute.
Imagine what Americans will think when they read that. So you see, gentlemen, you have no choice. Now, when may I see Comrade Chernin?
Thank goodness for Tosca.
Thank goodness that you know your opera.
Well, it's my favorite now. I'll never forget what you did for us.
It almost didn't come off.
How do you mean?
I mean, there were two guns, and I only had time to put blanks in one of them. I nearly died when I saw the guard take that gun out of the cabinet. I didn't know which one he took.
Oh, my goodness. No, don't tell me that.
Oh, I was terrified when I heard those shots.
You weren't the only one. I must have lain on the floor for 5 minutes before I realized that I was right.
Holly, I'm sorry it had to happen. All of it.
Why did you ask to see me?
I need a favor.
From me? What do you want me to do?
Holly, you are the only one that I would trust with this. Will you deliver it for me? Personally?
Yes, of course.
Look, I know that I'm never going to see Celia again, but I want her to know... I need her to know how I feel.
I understand.
I'd hoped you would.
I'll take it to her right away.
Thank you.
Grant, you have a visitor.
Comrade.
Holly. Hello, Celia.
Oh, I saw you coming. It's so good of you to come by.
How are you feeling?
Better now that you're here.
Are you getting any rest?
A little. It's hard. It seems I'm constantly on edge. If I'm not depressed, I'm angry.
Can't imagine why.
And those reporters swarming all over the place aren't helping any. Are they still down at the gate?
Well, the guards are doing a pretty good job of keeping them at bay. They didn't bother me too much. I think they realize I'm not going to tell them anything.
Well, they're treating me like a celebrity. I've had 3 book offers already.
I'm not surprised.
Can you stay for tea? I'd kind of like some help sorting out the offers.
Not today.
Why not?
I'm here as a messenger.
What? The name I went by doesn't matter. Names are nothing. The heart is all that counts, and I assure you this one is yours, as always. The man who grew to love you so dearly loves you still, now more than ever. I don't expect an answer to this letter. I realize that what we had is gone. Nevertheless, I do want you to know that you remain the most important thing in my life. You always will be. I will love you as long as I live. Grant. Holly, I have to see him. I'll take you there.
Are you absolutely certain?
I have never been more sure of anything in my life. When can we leave?
I'll pick you up at 4.
I think you've got his answer.
Give us something we can use.
I told you she had nothing to say.
Did
you not really know that your husband was an enemy agent?
I sort of find that a little
Please
hard to
leave us
swallow.
alone, would you? Didn't you really know what was going on?
How about in the sack, Mrs. Putnam? Surely you must have discussed some
away.
secrets there. Thought for a fright.
It'll probably be seen in next week's tabloid.
See on television.
I don't think I can take much more of this.
Neither can I. Yeah, look, it's Scorpio here. It's like a press bar out in that hall. Now, get those reporters out of there. You all right?
Have you heard any news?
As a matter of fact, I have. Grant told the deputy commissar of the DVX that he would not return to their country.
That's what Yuri wanted?
Yeah, apparently he thought that he could do an exchange with an American defector for Grant. Grant rejected the idea straight out, even though he realizes he could be in for a very heavy prison sentence by staying here.
He must really hate the DVX.
Or love something here a whole lot more.
May I see him?
What a long, strange trip it's been.
Yeah. It's been a rough road. But it's over now, for us. All downhill.
Does that mean you're going to share more of your work with me from now on?
I didn't say that.
You do realize, of course, that I could have solved this entire case long ago if you'd only let me in on it sooner.
Well, of course. I mean, I can't have you running around stealing all my thunder. I'm going to be out of a job.
I want to help. It'll be fun.
Next time.
Is that a promise?
Threat?
If you don't let me work with you, I'll ask Valentine for a job.
It'd serve you right if he gave you one.
I'd make a bloody good agent.
Yeah, no question of that. But, could we work together?
I can practically guarantee it.
I might have something here. What'll I ever do without you?
Well, we've suffered horribly.
But not anymore.
Now I'm suffering.
What?
From hunger.
So much for romance in the office.
And where does a would-be detective find something to eat around here?
How's about the Versailles room?
Sounds good. Robert. It's never going to be the same again, is it?
What do you mean?
You mentioned the Versailles room. And I remembered the times when we had been there with Celia and Grant. Never going to be the same, is it?
I suppose not.
I wonder what'll happen between them.
Well, I guess most of that depends on what's going to happen to Grant.
Well, whatever happens, I do hope they get back together again. He loved Celia so much.
Thank you.
I'll save you some time, Robert. I have nothing more to say.
What?
I don't think I can make it any plainer than that.
You're going to make this a whole lot harder on yourself. Let me point out a few things to you. There are 3 points in this life, 3 people standing between you and absolute freedom. Jackson, Elsmo, and Ballantyne. Now, me, I'm on your side. But there's only so much I can do. You want immunity? You want asylum? You've got to start telling them a whole lot more than they already know.
I'm sorry. I can't do that.
Maybe you're not understanding me here. I'll rephrase it all. You want to walk out of here a free man? You got to start naming names, Grant. You tell us everything you know, Elsmo won't prosecute, but the guy's got to have more tangible information to prove you're on our side.
How do I know he won't prosecute anyway?
Well, Ballantyne and Jackson have already guaranteed that. Look, spilling it all is your best guarantee, Grant. Besides, it'll help Jake's case.
Excuse me, Commissioner, your wife's here.
Yeah, tell her I'll be right with her.
Yes, sir.
Well?
No, Robert, it's too risky.
How?
Let's say that I tell you everything I know, right? I name names.
Right.
What guarantee do I have that Ballantyne and Jackson won't just say thank you very much and turn me over for Elsmo to prosecute anyway?
I think they have a little more integrity than that.
Now tell me, Robert, aren't they the same gentlemen responsible for giving you the phony microfilm?
Okay. Point taken. All right. They promise immunity. You tell everything.
A promise can be broken.
That's the best deal you're going to get. Think about it. I'll be back.
How's Grant?
Confused?
And you?
More of the same.
Well, perhaps a few hours away will help.
Yeah, well, I'm going to be here for all of the day and probably most of the night.
Oh, remember, we were supposed to go and visit the candidates today.
I forgot. I wanted to wish Lee good luck, too.
I can do it for you.
You would venture into the camp of the enemy?
Well, just because he's your candidate and not mine doesn't mean to say that I couldn't go and wish him good luck from you.
Oh, what a sweetheart you are.
Can you meet me at the dock later on?
Well, I'll try. Let me guess. You'll be the one standing there keeping the seagulls off Luke, right?
Something like that. Would you send my love to Grant and tell him that I'm sure everything will be all right. After all, he's got Celia waiting for him.
Yeah. I wish it were that simple, love.
No way that I am going to make that kind of promise.
Why not? It's a legitimate request.
You cannot expect us to guarantee immunity until we find out what kind of information this man has to give.
That's right. Maybe he's given us some names, but he's holding back on others.
If we grant him asylum based on what he tells us, how do we know we're not getting false information?
I don't think he'll do that.
Now, listen, just the fact that he's been reluctant so far proves that he is still loyal to the DVX.
Look, I think it's obvious he's on our side.
You don't have to say it again, Robert. The disc, right?
By returning it, he's proved his loyalty. No, it doesn't prove a thing. I mean, maybe he wants to stay in this country so that he can work as a double agent.
That's absurd. Gentlemen, this has been going on for hours. Can't we come to some sort of agreement?
Don't you ask Scorpio? He's the one holding up the works.
Look, I'm merely trying to point out
That Grant turned in the disc. We know all of that. It's not an issue at this point. We're not getting anywhere, gentlemen.
Okay. So what do I tell him?
He spills everything, or I prosecute.
So what's the guarantee you won't do that anyway?
No promises, no deals.
Wait a minute, let's
No,
talk.
a full disclosure. We want names.
You can vote no on gambling. And if you can, vote yes for me, will you?
Terrific.
I feel distinctly out of place.
Oh, good. For a minute there, I thought you'd switched your allegiance.
Oh, not a chance. No, I was just here to give Lee Roberts good wishes.
I'm here because I'm on my way to work.
Well, now we can stop being suspicious of each other's motives. Were you down at the dock?
Yeah, oh, Holly, I wish you could have been there. So many people turned out for Luke.
Oh, wonderful. I'm going to go down there myself as soon as I've delivered Robert's message.
Oh,
Lee.
Holly. How nice of you to come.
Well, Robert couldn't make it, but he did want me to give you his best wishes on your success for tomorrow.
Well, that's very kind of you.
I'm surprised the press aren't here.
Hoping to bring bad news back to the enemy camp.
Perhaps.
Well, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but they've already been here.
Well, I think they're already bored to tears with all the political rhetoric, tell you the truth. After all, tomorrow's their big day.
Holly, I hope you'll remind Robert about the victory dinner tomorrow night.
Oh, I don't think he'll be at Luke's party.
Oh,
You Spencerites never give up, do you?
I meant Lee's victory party, you silly. At the Versailles room.
Oh, boy, my wife really blew it. Now, here's our opportunity to go to a party at the Versailles room, and she'll be with Luke.
Celebrating our victory.
Listen, let's continue this debate in where it's warm, shall we?
Oh, I have to get down to the dock.
Oh, come on and have a cup of coffee. You'll give me my last chance to sway you to our side.
Well, I'm afraid I'm unswayable.
Well, I'll give you a cup of coffee.
Coffee?
Yes, please. Thank you.
Oh, I told them to fill the cups just half full. Nobody drinks a full cup anyway.
Very generous of you to supply the coffee, Edward. Thank you.
I just hope it's money well spent.
Oh, Edward, I think it was an excellent turnout. We're really terribly optimistic, aren't we, darling?
Yeah. Well, I wish I could feel the same way. I just had the most disagreeable hour with Mrs. Greystone.
But she has always been one of my biggest supporters.
It was. The most conservative member of the board, and she all at once decides that Luke Spencer will make the most marvelously progressive mayor.
She's right. He will.
Oh.
Impudence runs in that family.
Mr. Baldwin?
Yes.
I was wondering what you think of your opponent's explanation about this spy business.
So this blasted business about Grant, he's got the voters all in a quandary. Holly, do you have any idea how the attorney's office is going to feel about Grant?
Well, I wish I did. Even Robert doesn't know. He's working on it right now.
Don't tell me. They didn't go for it.
Pretty obvious, huh?
Very.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry. I did all I could.
Thank you, Robert. I'm sure you did.
I'm assuming, Grant, that you are on our side.
I think you know the answer to that.
Yeah, I know it. That's me, Robert. But, you know, the gang of three out there, they're not too sure. They're not quite sure where your loyalties really lie.
Oh, come on. How can they question my loyalty? I returned the disc, didn't I?
History as far as they're concerned. You've got to start naming names, pal. Look, they're suspicious of you enough as it is. You clam up now, they're going to assume you're DVX. They'll act accordingly. Huh?
Well, I guess I don't have any choice then.
Meaning what? You won't cooperate, they prosecute. They'll use your silence against you. You know that. They're going to be back here shortly. They're going to want to interrogate you, and they're going to expect something. Now, are you going to talk, Grant?
I
revamping the waterfront so that we're comfortable to live here and to work here if we can't get other people from Port Charles to come in. That's why I think the second biggest issue for us is the transportation system. It needs to be totally revamped. We need more buses.
So I get a
More
buses,
buses, we
Who's
have
going to
more
take care of
work.
my kids while I'm working? The neighborhood daycare center.
Remember.
We don't have one of those. You will if you vote for Luke.
Hey, look. Robert, welcome to my nightmare. Freeze-a-thon.
Brass monkey weather down here. A couple of bags of those chestnuts, thanks, love.
No, I got it. Thank you, love.
Oh. Tipper?
This is on him.
Like old times, eh?
Just like old times. How are you doing? It's nice to see. You know what I like about the cold? It keeps my campaign workers on their toes. As a matter of fact, your wife, what was her name?
Holly? That one, yeah.
Yeah. She's really working hard for me, man. She's walking around here threatening people with bodily discomfort if they don't vote for me.
Wish I had her on our side.
Now, speaking of your side, what you doing, man? Why aren't you out hustling up some last-minute votes for my worthy opponent?
Well, at the moment, I'm engaged in a less pleasant assignment.
Grant?
I got to get back. I'm only on a break.
How's it going for him?
We'll know by tonight.
Well, I
must say, you dealt with that efficiently.
Well, I was on the spot there. But I meant it.
I know. I like what you're doing down here, Luke.
Thank you.
I am freezing. How would you gentlemen like to give me a warm arm?
And yes.
And these blue lips.
You know, if you manage to make this thing work, I'm just going to gag calling you Mr. Mayor.
You know, if I manage to make this thing work, I'm just going to gag if you do call me Mr. Mayor.
You want to bet?
She's right. In fact, call me Your Honor. Excuse me, I got to talk to my constituent.
Your Honor?
All right. Now, how did you get to England?
Plane. Who was on the plane with you?
I don't know.
Come on.
I don't know. I was given an injection as soon as I boarded. I awoke at our embassy in London.
And that's when Andre Chernin ceased to exist, yes.
Yes, exactly. I was given all the credentials I needed to finally become Grant Putnam.
And then what happened?
A DVX operative instructed me to go to the Dorchester Hotel and ask for Grant Putnam's room key.
Yes, you've told us all that.
Yes.
The man who instructed you, what was his name? I'm getting tired of all this.
I'm getting tired of this too, Mr. Elsmo. I have told you every move we made, every minute detail.
The only names you have named is Gregory, Natasha, and Ida.
People we already know about. Everybody else you call DVX operatives.
Now, what were their names?
I can't remember. There were a lot of people involved. I can't remember every single name.
All right, then, Grant, let's take them one by one. What was the name of the DVX agent who directed you to the Dorchester in London?
Grant.
I don't remember.
Oh, brother. All right. Who arranged for you to be placed in Port Charles? And we already know it wasn't Natasha and Gregory. What was the man's name?
What was the name of the person in Chile who kept you informed about what was happening back here and directed you to return home?
I don't remember.
Think.
Look, the guy's worn out.
Robert, we're all worn out.
Okay. Then we'll continue this tomorrow.
No, I am fed up with this stalling.
In that case, one more day ain't gonna make any difference, is it?
I don't think anything is going to make any difference.
All right, gentlemen. Okay. All right. We resume tomorrow.
I'll wait here until the guard gets back.
I told you. He's still on the side of the DVX.
Why, Grant? Why won't you talk to those people?
Look, pal. I hope you know what you're doing here. I really do.
Holly! Holly?
I'm up in the sauna curing waterfront frostbite. Join me. Celia, it's Robert.
Have you heard anything?
Well, not exactly. We're having some problems.
Problems?
Yeah, it's Grant. He stopped cooperating.
Why?
I don't know. He'll tell us some things about his past, but he sort of stops short of naming names. I have no idea what's causing this. I wondered if you might have a few suggestions here.
No. Grant can be very stubborn. What are you going to do?
Well, I'll keep trying to convince him.
Robert, I really know you're trying to help. I want to really thank you.
If he doesn't come round, I may ask you to talk to him.
Well, I'll think about that.
I don't know, Holly. I'm stumped. I don't know why Grant won't talk.
Maybe he's afraid.
I think it's more than that.
Aren't we lucky? We have each other. We're safe.
We're warm.
At last.
Oh, such devotion. You out there freezing your numbers off for old Curly Top.
Actually, I quite enjoyed it, you know. It was so nice to see how many people really care for Luke.
Seeing him win means a lot to you, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. I want him to be happy. You do understand that, don't you?
Of course.
Perhaps winning the mayor's race will prove to him that he can trust people again. Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Do you think he has a chance of winning?
To be honest, no, I don't.
Why not?
Several reasons. To start with, he's too young.
Do you think that you could work with Luke when he wins? If he wins when he wins.
Guess I'd have to.
But would you want to?
Be interesting.
Could be like old times.
No. Never be like old times. Could be close. Hey. Could be a whole lot of fun. Terrific, in fact. Are you thirsty?
I'm getting rather hot.
I would say done to perfection.
Well, you brought the champagne with you for a reason, I assume.
Yep. Definitely a reason. Mind you, it's completely eluded me at this stage. I remember the good old days of champagne. You know, when one used to have fun with it.
You know...
Yes?
Why did you do that?
Seemed like a good idea at the time.
But it would be a shame to waste it.
Holly, it's Celia. Is Robert there?
Sorry, he's out voting.
I see.
Was it something important?
Well, I was thinking about what Robert said. He wanted me to ask Grant why he wouldn't tell the authorities what they wanted to know. I know he can't still feel loyalties to the DVX, but I know also that if he doesn't tell them what they want to know, he's going to be in terrible trouble.
Yes, he will. He must tell them everything.
Well, will Robert be home soon?
Oh, I don't know. I'm leaving in a second myself. I'm going to help drive people to the polls. I should see him later, though.
Well, just tell him, please, that I need to speak to him, that I want to help with Grant.
You'll be at home?
Yes, except when I'm out voting myself.
No doubt you'll be supporting Luke.
I thought everyone was.
Is not looking good. According to our WLPC instant poll, the initiative may well be in trouble long before dinner time. As of right now, we're showing 73% against, 27% for.
Hey, that's 3-1 again.
Yeah, well, I knew it. That place got all the publicity, but in the end, you know, you give it to the people, they'll take the conservative route.
Good point, Lee.
Robert, I didn't see you come in.
I didn't want to interrupt the broadcast. How we doing?
Oh, real good, but it's too early to predict. You know, the significant numbers won't come in until about 7 or 8. And then by then, if it's close...
Could be a long night. Can you stay a while, Robert?
I'm sorry, love. No, I just stopped by. I got business downtown, but I'm going to be back later. Don't worry.
Hello, everyone.
Audrey?
Well,
Audrey. Hello, dear.
Audrey, I wasn't expecting you in here.
Well, we're having lunch, remember?
I know, but I thought you'd wait outside. This is enemy territory, after all.
Well, I figured it would be safe since I hear Leah's ahead, right?
No thanks to you.
Oh,
Go on, Gail. Ask her what she's waiting for.
we already know she's voting for Luke.
Now, I've been trying to point out to Steve that Leah's no less a friend. It's just that I support Luke's more progressive views. No offense, Lee.
No, none taken.
Now I've heard everything.
Well, will you tell me why you're voting for Lee besides the fact that he's your very best friend?
Hey, all right, time out, everyone. Before this develops into a free-for-all, I have to send in the dog squad.
Oh, Robert, there's nothing wrong with a good, healthy debate.
Ah, very true, Gal. But unfortunately, little things like this, especially elections, have a habit of splitting up families. And maybe that's going to happen here. I don't know. Bye-bye. The officials.
Do you have any for me? It's here, then Mercy, and then on to their polling place.
Yeah, we've got a few waiting for you in the cafeteria.
You sure are gung-ho today.
I have to be. Looks like my candidate's going to need every vote he can get.
I suppose they'll give you some sort of an official title, won't they?
I think, the mayor's wife is about as official as it gets, Edward.
That's not very exciting, is it?
Well, just to see Lee get elected is all I care about.
You might get your wish.
Well, are you feeling a bit more confident at this point, Lee? I mean, it seems to me you have yourself a very comfortable lead.
Well, it's a lead, but not very comfortable.
Oh, excuse me. Looks like my chauffeur has arrived. Well, here for the free food, no doubt.
Free drinks, too, I hope?
Yeah, follow me to the bar.
Is he dropping breadcrumbs or something?
I don't know. We'll look. Come on.
Right.
Hi.
Well,
Hey, hello.
we're getting worried about you.
I thought it was going to be an easy job until I got out there.
You were driving the elderly folks to the polls and back, were you?
Right, the elderly, the infirm, anybody who couldn't get there on their own. They were all so grateful. How's it going? The race, I mean. Last thing I heard was that you were out ahead, Lee.
Way ahead. Yeah, well, with gambling going down the tubes, this is only going to improve Lee's chances.
Oh, don't look so happy, Harley.
Sorry. Congratulations, Lee.
No, and I will accept that when it's official. Meantime, thanks anyway.
Well, in the meantime, you're welcome. Robert, could I have a quick word?
Sure. Excuse us, please.
Celia called. She's looking for you. She thinks that she should see Grant as soon as possible. She sounded really alarmed.
Well, she can't talk to him until morning when the guy's worn out. I don't want to see him until he's fresh.
Well, all right then. But we better call before we go.
Where are we going?
Deal was, I come here and then you go to Luke.
Well, given the situation, I mean, look, Lee's practically guaranteed election here.
Then we go and offer our condolences.
Right, fair enough. We do that.
Phone Celia.
To get married right here.
Oh, this is pretty up for a loser, Cam.
Well, if not Ray up, this group will hold you.
Hey, look. Hey. Oh, hey, what a surprise. Hey. You want some food?
Well, we've done that, thank you. We just thought we'd check in.
Seems like you're making a bit of a comeback. You don't seem very excited about it.
Well, I'm excited about something else happening over here. It's sort of personal. No, that part, I'm excited, but I'm modest.
You? Modest?
Modest?
Cautious, perhaps.
Better.
Yeah, all right. Cautious. I got a lot of ground to make up.
Well, it's out of your hands now.
It's out of the voters, too.
Up to the tabulators.
You know, from the beginning, I always thought what I should have done is stuff those ballot boxes.
This is really amazing. When we left Lee's headquarters, it seemed just about over. I'm so happy for you, Luke.
Thank you, but I haven't won yet.
Just a technicality, mate.
You know something I don't know, Robert?
Intuition.
Well, what with gambling in the toilet and all, you're going to need a nice steady job.
Oh, I see. You're trying to keep me off the street.
Well, at least I'll know where you are. It'll make my job a whole lot easier. Assuming, of course, that I still have one.
If I'm mayor, you got yourself one job. How about a little drink?
Good idea.
All right. Where's the coffee?
We'll be here as long as it takes to find out. Or after this.
2 more percentage.
900 votes separating.
You think it's possible?
Well, I guess it all depends on the missing ballot box.
You know, I think he's going to win. It's amazing.
Well, it just goes to prove you can't depend on anything in this world. Not delicatessens, not used car lots.
Not life?
Especially not life.
It was a mistake getting into bed.
Hmm?
I don't think I can keep my eyes open another minute. I think I'm going to sit up in the chair for a minute.
Now, hold it. I suddenly come up with a much better idea.
I'm not going to sleep.
Was I about to suggest that?
You have something in mind? Something that'll keep us awake?
Keep us awake, then put us to sleep.
It sounds intriguing. How does it go?
Something like this.
Robert, thank goodness you're still here.
Come in, love. Expecting
I'm
you.
sorry for bursting in so early, but I have to talk to Grant.
Well, he's on a night's rest. It'll be a good time.
Do you think he'll listen to me?
For his sake, he better.
I don't know what, but there has got to be something I can do. He disclose the names you want.
Because he may not be able to.
What do you mean?
Look, you've got to understand Grant's upbringing here. He's trying to break away from an incredibly rigid background. All his life, he's been geared into one particular thing, making him into a certain type of person. Now he's rejecting that completely.
Well, all the more reason why you should be helping this country.
It's not that easy, love. Look, it's not as if we're talking about rebelling against your parents here. Grant is reacting against one of the most thoroughly ingrained philosophies imaginable. It's only now he's just starting to understand and come to grips with his own true feelings as against the ones he was taught.
You mean he may not be able to help himself?
Not the way he's been brought up. I mean, he can't change overnight.
He must be a wreck.
Yeah, I'd say it's tearing him apart.
I know. I just don't have any idea how to help him.
Neither do I.
When can I see him?
It's your preference. I can arrange it any time.
Right now. I don't have any time to waste. Grant is in trouble.
So, where's that champagne? Listen, Robert, by the way, what are you doing the rest of my term?
I was wondering that myself.
Well, if you have nothing better to do, I would like it very much if you would stay on as commissioner of police. Hey, we'll keep you off the streets, it'll keep you on the right side of the law and out of my hair. What do you say?
You offering me a job?
Somebody's got to.
Oh, you make it sound so appealing. It'd serve you right if I took you up on it.
Well, then I think you should get even with me and do that.
Damn right I will. All right, now, I'd like to say...
No, please, no more speeches. I'm sick of speeches, especially my own.
Hey, you better get used to it.
I don't know where the champagne is, but I guess we're going to have to settle for mineral water. There you go. Toast, an English muffin, and a little glass of
Here's
water.
to our new mayor.
Ah, may I addendum that to say, a toast to the three of us. 2 renegades and a con woman running a town. Aim, progress, wonderful. Me as mayor of Port Charles. I cannot believe it.
It's too late to back out now.
Well, I felt the same way when I was appointed commissioner.
Yeah, but you got through it all right. I mean, you are happy, aren't you?
Beats working for a living.
Don't listen to him. He loves it. So will you. To the future. If nothing else, it certainly will be different.
I hope so.
Celia! Hi.
I'm afraid Robert isn't here.
I know. I saw him earlier at headquarters.
What happened?
I had a long talk with Grant.
Come on in. Come and sit down. Can I get you anything?
No, thank you.
How is Grant?
He's better, I think. For a long time now, he wouldn't disclose the names of certain DVX officials. Until now.
You talked him into it?
Finally.
That's wonderful. It'll certainly help his case.
Yes, it will probably save him from being sent to prison, or worse, back to his own country.
You should be relieved.
I am.
Then why do you look so worried?
I just hope that Grant has enough names to give him.
Well, there's nothing you can do about that. He can only tell them what he knows.
I know, you're right.
How did you manage to convince him to talk?
I don't know. Grant sees it as some sort of betrayal. Holly, I have never worked so hard for anything in my entire life, I'll tell you that. I guess that proves I love him.
And he must love you a lot, too, to have made a decision like that.
He trusts me. Unfortunately, his future is not in my hands.
You'll be all right.
I just have to pray that when Grant does talk, that our government doesn't betray him.